So in fact, let me. Oh, hold on, Nate. That's not right.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
That's not right.
Wait. I framed everything, and then I moved the way. Okay, good. Perfect. So, all right. So I guess since this is the first one we're recording, should we just give a brief overview of kind of everything that's happened so far?
Yeah, we usually do a recap of just the last session. So let's,
yeah.
Try to give. That's one reason I thought we might want to begin our recording, so we talked about it before now, because we're at a point where it's still plausible.
Yeah. Amen. And so we're doing a Spider-Man role-playing game. Where I'm playing Peter Parker, you're playing the rest of the world. This is an alternate world. This is not the Marvel. This is not exactly the Marvel world.
It's not 616.
Yeah. What is it? What we did come up with a number for it, and it was it
7374 because it was 7374.
Yeah. Because I'm born in 73, you're born in 74. Yeah. So 7374, and in this world. The superheroes still did show up in World War II the way that they did in 616, but and it was a lot of the similar. So there was a Submariner, there was Captain America, there was the Red Skull, but the thing is they each of them disappeared in their own way. Some of them mysteriously, some of them not. And then there was no in the 60s. The only superhero team to show up was actually the Fantastic Four. Now there was Hank Pym, and there were some other people that were part of that time, but there was no Avengers in the 1960s. There was no so it was only the Fantastic Four.
And no Spider-Man.
No Spider-Man. Yeah. So in the Fantastic Four and there was Doc Doom, but the Fantastic Four and Doc Doom disappeared. No one knows exactly what happened. And after that point in time, there were no superheroes until the 1980s, which is where our story takes place. It's 1983 or 84.
84, October of 1984. Yeah.
Okay, so it's October of 1984.
And it's only October because of where we wanted to be in the beginning of your sophomore year as Peter. So it wasn't like you were like, October is the most perfect place to start. That was not
But it is because Peter Parker is now he's 16 years old. He's a sophomore in high school. He goes to Midtown High, which is a science-based. Like a science geared school and so it's got an accelerated science program, an accelerated math program, all the STEM stuff that they've got accelerated programs. Each of the students are offered an opportunity to vie for various outside awards and sort of like scholarships that provided by the Stark Foundation, provided by the PIM. Like there's these different people and things, and a lot of the instructors. Are kind of dialed into the Spider-Man universe, I've got what's his name? The Vulture is one of my what's his name?
The Lizard. It's
the Lizard. That's right. Dr. Connors. Got mine. Dr. Connors is my biochem professor, and so we have built some of that stuff in there. Now in this universe, Uncle Ben did not die, but Uncle Ben and Aunt May actually divorced.
They're separate.
Oh no, they're separate. They're not. You're right. You're right. And Aunt May is not, which makes sense to me. Why? Yeah, how can you have a 90-year-old Aunt May and have it actually be a legitimate aunt? Like what their parents had a baby when I got pregnant first when I was 12, and then I got pregnant again at 55. It doesn't work.
It's possible. Because of it, I always question whether Aunt May was Peter's dad's aunt. Maybe she's his great aunt. But I also think a little bit it was the idea that old people in old comic books had to be drawn like they were ancient. You know what I mean? Because young people in 60s comic books all look like they're in their 30s. 18-year-olds look like they're in their 30s. So 60-year-olds needed to look like they were 1,000. Maybe that's okay, whatever. But back to your point. Keep going.
Yeah. So we decided to make it more
late 40s.
We made it more realistic, and she's attractive, and she's actually a social justice warrior. She basically does she's actively involved in all sorts of sort of progressive perspectives and the like. So she's an activist. She's a professional activist, and she advocates for all sorts of different things. And that was the schism between she and Ben. So Ben too is socially aware and an activist, but he works he's a bureaucrat working with the city inside the government framework. Right. And their split kind of came because Aunt May was actually running for office, and Ben was not able to, and she wanted Ben to kind of hop on her team, and Ben felt that the measures and the things that he was pushing at that time were supersede. He was like,
right.
if I don't push these forward, then they're not going to get pushed forward and they're not going to pass, and so I need to focus on this. And so that created a schism that grew into a wider rift, and that's why they're separated. So but Pete still, but they both still have Pete. Pete's still a big part of their lives. He still interacts with both of them frequently.
Yeah.
Pete's best friend is MJ. So Mary Jane Watson. She's a hacker. Again in 1980 style hacking. So it's modems and
right.
And databases and yeah. And they do have access to the computer labs at the school, and the computer labs are pretty state of the art because it's a STEM based school.
Our MJ is multiracial.
Yes.
But her mom is kind of probably Puerto Rican and her dad is black, and so she's
and her dad is a police officer. So we took that from the Gwen Stacy thing and instead made it an MJ thing. And so so her dad is a police officer. And
his police scanner is part of your. She's part of your support team, and that's part of the support team set up. His police scanner that she has.
Yeah, and she's aware that Peter is Spider-Man.
Right,
she's actively involved so she plays Ned's role in the Spider-Man movies. She's more the Ned than. And also she and he kind of developed. In fact, she was the one that really suggested that he actually pursue being a superhero, being a vigilante. It was really her idea, and she kind of like shepherded. And they both decided that he was going to be called the Spider, man spider or spider anything was too silly. Like the Spider was going to was a lot cooler. But because of J. Jonah Jameson's influence, So what was it? So they were calling it. What were they? They were calling him Webman, and because he didn't really understand messaging, there were a lot of people calling him different names. And Spider-Man, J. Jonah Jameson has really kind of pushed the whole Spider-Man thing, and that's just recently. Both MJ and Peter have begun to reconcile the fact that that seems to be what it's going to be. All right, fuck it.
Yeah. That's very much the setup of the environment. The games began. Game 1, which was sort of a game like 0.5. Was like a day in the life of Peter Parker.
And it was school. It was kind of running around. It was running around with MJ. It was getting introducing the teachers and introducing the Spider-Man dynamic. Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, apologies.
Go ahead.
Peter lives in the city.
Yes,
he lives in Greenwich Village. Doesn't live in Queens.
In Queens, yeah.
Also, Harry hasn't been a friend for his whole life. It's been since high school. That's a slight adjustment as well.
So and Harry Osborn is still the son of Norman Osborn. Still is well-to-do, and Harry straddles the line between geek and cool kid, So Harry's got great taste in music and he dresses cool, but the thing is he still has all the cool kid friends and the popular kid friends, and he's wealthy and but he also has Pete's still one of his closest friends. MJ's one of his closest friends. They have a role playing group. They hang out frequently, and so Harry kind of straddles that line between geek and popular kid. Unfortunately, Pete's MJ and the rest of their crew do not straddle that line. There is Flash Thompson. Flash Thompson still does harangue and bully Pete, or try to bully Pete. And certainly bullies and harangues all of his friends. And then we've just introduced. Okay, well, no. Well, all right. So then that
was sort of session 1 was getting all of that established and us being conversant in that.
Yes.
And then session 2, you guys had established that Peter and MJ were going to take pictures of you and try to sell them to
the Daily Bugle.
That's where we started. Yeah.
So it's because J. Jonah Jameson has it out for Spider-Man. He's looking for good photos of Spider-Man because in an off-camera battle with Electro, which was Spider-Man's first big battle. Okay, so he's been Spider-Man for about a year. And he's mostly dealt with petty crimes. His first big battle with a major super the first one with a quasi supervillain was a Shocker, and he's had multiple encounters with the Shocker, and each time the Shocker's upgraded his gear. He's gotten a little bit more professional, but the first time he encountered like a legit supervillain was Electro, and in that battle with Electro, Spider-Man they wrecked the Daily Bugle building, and so for whatever reason. J. Jonah Jameson has really taken umbrage with Spider-Man and has been like saying I want because really the only photos most people have been able to get of Spider-Man is sort of him in the distance, like swinging through. So he really wants to get some good photos of Spider-Man, and MJ had the idea. Shoot, we should totally give J. Jonah Jameson exclusive photos of Spider-Man in action. So we decided we were going to go to a like an underground parking structure and actually like have Spider-Man like lifting cars and just kind of doing things of heroic stature and then getting photos of him. And as we were doing that, so as Pete has this car, like he's like lifting a car up, almost dropping it, outruns the Shocker, surprise, surprise, carrying a big duffel bag of stuff and obviously fleeing the scene of some crime. So Pete puts down the car, tilts it up against the wall, and gets into a big fight with the Shocker. Eventually gets him to succumb. Some security guards show up. Yada yada yada. So that's an exciting moment. The Shocker is carted off to jail, and Pete and MJ go, we got some great photos, and this is exciting, and that's the first time that Pete actually does sell photos to J. Jonah Jameson and to. J. Jonah Jameson looks at the photos. He finds one he likes. He's like, all right, we'll give you your standard $50. You'll get paid in 3 months. But regardless, Pete is super stoked on that. Let's go.
In that encounter, you met. Betty
Brant
at the front desk and Betty Brock.
Yeah.
And Betty was not going to let you in because she was like, we're not letting some kid like bring photos of Jonah because that's going to be a world of pain for me and a world of pain for the kid. There's no point of that. And Eddie kind of shepherded it, and you're like, let's see if we can give this kid a break. And that.
Yeah.
So and Eddie established in the post interaction because you became aware that he was going to utilize that picture to slam Spider-Man. You're like, that's not what I intended to do. Like, I didn't take pictures of Spider-Man to like make his life harder. And Eddie's like, well, that's Jonah's angle, but like, if you can get me an exclusive interview with Spider-Man, maybe we can get some more positive twists. Because I'm interested in telling a story, a truthful story, rather than spinning a story that suits my personal. So that was also another touch point for that. But then you went to go celebrate with MJ at the Baxter Building at the Fantastic Four Museum. That's in the
So we should point out that so because the Fantastic Four disappeared in the 1960s, they're buildings been sort of sealed off. But they built a Fantastic Four museum and features a lot of reads like really like revolutionary technology that even to this day scientists are still studying and still trying to understand. And so
it's a working museum. It's not just people come and deal with the stuff at times.
And so like the Smithsonian, So MJ and Pete are regulars at this museum, and they're friends with a lot of the staff, and like they just spend a lot of time there. And what's the name of Ben Grimm's
Alicia
Masters? Alicia Masters. So they're friends with Alicia Masters. Now Alicia Masters is not married to Ben Grimm. She's like in her 20s, and she's one of the tour guides here. She's also blind, but she's one of the tour guides. And so and MJ and Pete are good friends with her. And so we go to say hello to we go to let Alicia know, hey, I sold I got some photos of Spider-Man. Check this out, and we're celebrating. And there is a nether portal that opens up and outfly a Firestar and thrown out of it are Firestar and the Iceman. So effectively the lineup from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and following them out of this portal is a creature by the name of Nightmare, who we later learn is the fellow that runs the nightmare realm in the sort of the magical nightmare realm. Yeah. And so a battle ensues, and blah blah yada yada yada. People are like, and Nightmare manages to escape, and I get a chance to meet Firestar and Iceman, and it actually turns out that they're from an alternate universe, not 616, an alternate universe where Bobby Drake, Iceman, is in a relationship with Peter Parker, and so that was a moment of awesome hilarity as we're like, wait, what? Who's going on? Like as they in that universe they think that Spider-Man is Miles, so
Peter is part of their support staff as superheroes, along with MJ, and Bobby Drake is dating Peter, but he's not Spider-Man in that universe. Miles Morales is the Spider-Man of their trio.
That confusion.
And also they're not X-Men as well. Firestar and X-Men are also not X-Men in that alternate universe.
So as we kind of realize that but Bobby and Peter have a great rapport because Bobby knows Peter inside now because they're dating, right. And the thing is and Bobby seems to be so excited to just be like, oh my God, you're so. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So, but anyway, so that's great rapport. Sure. Angelica, great rapport. Like, we're kind of figuring all this stuff out. It's the nascent Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. But MJ is also a part of this whole thing because she knows Spider-Man, so we're keeping her in the loop. So and of course, in their world, same thing because Peter and MJ. So that's not strange. And we realize, okay.
Speaking of strange.
Yeah.
Couldn't know what's up.
So we realize, okay, this guy's using magic. We need somebody that understands.
That in their universe, that Nightmare had been fighting Doctor Strange, bested Doctor Strange, and it was on the news, and that's why their trio descended upon Nightmare to bring him down, not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
He opened the portal and went to go escape through. They chased him through. Apparently Miles didn't make it through, and they went to some other dimension in between, and then he opened another portal, and he knocks them through, and that's when he comes to your place.
Yeah.
And they bring up this Doctor Strange, who's famous in their world for being Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And you're like, Doctor Who?
Yeah. And of course, because right now we're just beginning to see the resurgence of superheroes. So the Avengers exist. That we're hearing rumors of the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. We're hearing rumors of Luke Cage. Are we hearing rumors of Iron Fist? I think we are. But there's there's
the guy in Chinatown. That's a
thing. Yeah.
He hasn't gotten the name yet, so we don't know if it's Shang-Chi, is an Iron Fist. We don't know.
Yeah. So this is sort of the dawning of the Silver Age of superheroes. And so I guess. Yeah,
it's really dawning of the Bronze Age. Their Silver Age would have been the
Fantastic
Tap and all that stuff.
Yeah. But it is dawning. We're still we're still getting to a point where this is the early issues of these comics. Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 came out just a couple months ago, and so. But we do have a Marvel team up. We do have we do have the Avengers, and so.
They talk about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we decided they're like the Doctor Strange, and I'm like there is no Doctor Strange, but maybe there might do you know where he's located? There might be maybe he hasn't revealed himself yet. And they're like, oh yeah, he lives on Bleecker Street. He's right over here, and we're like, and when they say that, I'm like, oh wait, I know that weird building. Like, oh yeah. So we go there, we knock on the door. There's Wong. Wong opens up and like, hello. He doesn't want to admit us, but we explain that there is a creature named Nightmare, and that yada yada yada. He's very powerful, and he wants to take over this universe, which he actually said. He's like, I'm going to take over this universe, and so we hear a feminine voice. And I'm like, oh, is this like a female Doctor Strange? And it actually turns out it's the Ancient One, so Doctor Strange has not yet arrived, but the Ancient One knows of Spider-Man. Actually knew, it seemed like she's intimated that she actually had foreknowledge of Spider-Man, she was anticipating Spider-Man's arrival. So that's really really cool. And of course now Pete as a lover, like, as a lover of all things science fiction and fantasy, and but also science, like he's completely blown away that magic actually works and that magic is actually like, and he's trying to understand it from a scientific perspective, and so he keeps asking questions of the ancient one, like how does this work, like, and he asks, is it possible to learn learn magic, like could I learn magic, could MJ learn magic, and so we've kind of sowed some seeds for maybe exploring that, which is awesome, and the Ancient One realizes, the Ancient One goes, okay, so we explain the situation. They're from a different dimension. This nightmare is from that same dimension. Let's figure all this out. Like, can we track him down? We know he's powerful. We know he wants to take over the universe. What can we do? And so the Ancient One says, hey, why don't I use your chrono signature from your dimension to track him? And so
from Firestar and Iceman. They have like small amounts of phlebotinum.
Hand wavy.
Their universe.
Hand wavy Star Trek stuff to explain like how they're able to actually track down Nightmare. So they suck all the chrono signature out of it. But in doing so, she's going to have to eliminate their chrono signature. So it's going to be difficult for them to get back to their own universe.
Right.
If we do this, but we all agree it's for the best. We don't want this guy out there. So she sucks all the chrono signature out of him. She creates this portal with Wong's help, and she creates a portal that we all go through to find Nightmare. And he is in a little curio shop in New York, and he's actually talking to Agnes Hartnett, or no, Harkness. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who's if you know the Marvel universe is a well-known witch. But of course we don't know this. So we step out. There's Nightmare, and he's asking for something called the Bitter Blade. What it does, we don't know, but he's asking for it. And of course a battle ensues, and battle ensues. We get into this big fight. Turns out that it's not Nightmare. It's actually Loki, Thor's brother. Now we know of Loki because we know Thor's legit and he's part of the Avengers. So we also know that Asgard exists, and so we're like, oh shit, we're fighting, a god, and the fight ensues, yada yada yada, and we end up stopping him to the point that Heimdall is able to come down. We stop him. Heimdall comes down and grabs on Loki and says, "I'm taking you back up." Odin's gonna be very upset, So score one for the good guys. So we say our goodbyes to the Ancient One, and I'm like, hey, like maybe we can hook up you and MJ, and maybe it's a little study. Who knows, And then we go back to school. Now,
you go back to your apartments, and you go back to your apartments first.
Yeah. Because we figure out
explanation for why Bobby's staying with you and Angelica's staying with MJ, this totally nonsensical story about like
Model UN.
Yes. And Aunt May is like, that sounds great. Like, so that's what's going on as far as she's concerned. And you guys have a day at school. And partway through your day at school, you guys interact with Harry, and Bobby gets very
loses his mind. Yeah. So Bobby, so hey Harry, how you doing? And Bobby meets Harry and like, hey man, like it's obviously there's something very uncomfortable about this encounter. And then when Harry leaves, Bobby's like, dude. And he gives me the story of the Green Goblin, that Harry's dad ends up becoming the Green Goblin, but when the Green Goblin is stopped by you, Spider-Man, then Harry, not knowing that you're Spider-Man, Harry actually takes the same mind-altering formula that gives the Green Goblin all his strength and endurance, but also makes him evil, and then the Hobgoblin goes up against you, Spider-Man, and you end up having to put
Spider-Man.
But
the sense of Spider-Man rather than you the sense of Peter. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So and he explains all of the things that lead up to that, like all the things that came out in the trial with the Hobgoblin, explaining how Norman
So Angelica is very sort of, our Bobby is sort of a very lovable golden retriever of a person. Angelica is much more on top of that sort of.
Yeah. She takes the superheroing, the knowledge end of the superheroing business much more seriously than Bobby does. So
accurate.
Yeah. So she is able to recount enough of the details that I realize, and in consultation with MJ, that there are some parallels happening, and that we might actually be at the very beginning of stages of Norman Osborn following in that exact same path. So we spent some time talking about it, and we realized that the best possible approach would be just to reach out to Harry and slowly but surely give like feed him some of this information, get a sense of, is this actually happening, and if it is, like figure out how far down the path, like even up to and including maybe telling Harry that I'm actually Spider-Man, and that we need and that we see that in this alternate universe that these terrible things happen. Maybe we can get ahead of them before they do. So we actually have a conversation with Harry in his limo as he's driving us all to his place. So we're driving it. So and we give it, and I recount. So I give him a sort of a reverse story. I tell him, hey man, it looks like your dad might be developing these things. If first I start with, are you? Could if I were to tell you that there are alternate universes, could you wrap your head around that? And then slowly but surely we piece together the explanation, and as we're giving him little bits of detail that are scaring him, he's like, fuck, this does sound like what's going on with my dad. He has changed a little bit. There has been damage done to the house. There has been these things that might indicate this. How do you know this, Pete? How are you aware that these kinds of things have gone on? I said, well, you remember I talked to you about the alternate universe. Well, and then Bobby literally reveals himself to be Iceman, and Firestar uses some of her magic on the cocaine some of her power on the cocaine she's holding, and Harry almost loses his mind, but kudos to him, he doesn't, and we then reveal that we saw, like, we were at the Baxter building, as we often are, and they came out of this portal, and this thing happened, and we met them, and we befriended them, and they're stuck here for a little while until they can actually get back. They've got some friends helping them out, and in the meantime, so they have to go to school, like we have to they have to behave like normal kids, in order to stay with us. And so we concocted a story. We got them into the school, and when they saw you, Bobby recounted to me, the details I'm sharing with you, Harry, and we just want to get ahead of this. I don't want you to become the Hobgoblin. I don't want these two to have to put you down. So we did manage to convey this whole story without revealing that I'm Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But we were talking about, okay, now what do we do? Because we're just kids, we can't, even though we've got two super powered kids, we're just kids. How do we deal with this? And we figured that because Harry Osborn is Norman Osborn's son, and Oscorp is in sort of the same business as in some facets as Stark Industries, and because Harry has encountered Tony Stark at various points in time, that maybe we might reach out to Tony Stark. So we left off last issue. We left off getting ready to actually go to Stark Industries to walk in and see if we couldn't get an appointment with Tony Stark to discuss the possibility of Harry Osborn being on the road to becoming the Green Goblin. So we left off right at that moment where we're going to head to Tony Stark's. Stark Tower. In fact, we actually had, or Harry had, his driver, reroute us to Stark Tower. So that's where we're picking up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys arrive there outside the tower and silvery building with Stark's name emblazoned on the top.
Now we don't know that Tony Stark is Iron Man, right?
No, you know that Iron Man is a Stark Industries employee.
Okay, all right, okay.
But that's all you guys know. Yeah. Tony's responsible for Iron Man. But
Do you guys think that, like, did you think Iron Man might be here? I would love to meet Iron Man. I would love to meet Iron Man.
I'm trying to think. There's a number of people that I can play with in that response. And
oh wait, do you guys know Iron Man?
Bobby's like, I want to meet Iron Man too. I mean,
I mean, do you know Iron Man? Do you know Iron Man in the other universe? Is he like a friend?
No. Oh no. I mean, no. Angelica's like, that would be nice. But
Oh,
no.
really?
I
Oh.
mean, she's like, we have like a profile, but we don't have that profile.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Oh, that stinks. So you can't like walk up to the like Avengers and be like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Like, you can't like walk up to the Avengers Tower and like get superhero admittance.
And Angelica's like, well, I mean, we could, but we're not gonna. We could walk up to the Avengers Mansion and be like, "Hi," and then they're gonna be like, "Yeah, could you turn around and go back?"
Oh,
because
okay, yeah.
this is
Oh,
not-
that sucks.
yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I would have thought there would be like a fraternity of superheroes, right? Things like I get like you kill, like, or not you kill, you like you stop like 4 or 5 bad guys, and then suddenly you're part of the club. Like you don't like well.
She's like, Bobby's like, well, we did meet Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
We
well,
have
yeah,
met him before.
yeah.
I mean, before
Awesome.
the whole nightmare thing, we had
Yeah.
a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
thing.
cool.
We
Awesome.
met him and Angelica's like, and Shauna the She-Devil, we met her too.
Oh, wait, who? What?
And then Bobby and Angelica looked at her like, apparently not a thing here. And don't worry about it. She's like jungle lady. Anyway. So
In Manhattan?
well, we didn't meet her in Manhattan.
Okay.
And then Angelica's like puts her hand on Bobby's shoulder and is like, it's a long story and it will be hard to. Anyway,
Okay.
later.
All right,
Maybe later.
Yeah, sure.
And Harry's
sure.
like, yeah, maybe when we're not trying to prevent my dad.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Sorry, Harry. You're right. I just, this is awesome, right? I mean, it's just awesome. Like, hey, they're superheroes, dude. They're great. Really? So cool. All right, but you're right. Let's stay on point. Let's focus. MJ, stop distracting us.
She's like, yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry that MJ was keeping us was pulling us off topic.
Her eyebrow is arched heavily in response to that. I'm assuming you guys are already kind of in the plaza walking.
Yeah. We're walking like, where do we go? Do we just walk up to like the security guard right there? Is that?
It's like in the office building in the sense that you can walk in the front. And there's
I'm figuring there's
like edifice inside the lobby,
behind
which there is like reception staff.
Yeah.
Because the building is like, I don't know, 60, 80, whatever stories of glass and metal, and it's not just an receptionist. It's reception team.
That's exactly right. So I was figuring like there's probably like a security kiosk, kind of as you enter something. Do we talk to this guy? Do we talk to the team of?
I imagine the security kiosk is probably on your way to the elevator bank.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, yeah, okay. Of course. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And the lobby is like that version of futuristic space. It's all done in like super sleek wood rather than like in marble. So it's got kind of like a vaguely homey feel, like as a result of it. But it's all like super like future-y feeling. And the lobby is
real sleek lines, maybe a little Art Deco-y kind of. And
the lobby is like voluminous in space. It's serious, like it's like walking into a cathedral. You're like you walk in like the glass doors, and then like you can walk to reception. Reception is like a ways into this large gallery, so you can sort of look at all the stuff.
Is there? So I go echo. Is there an echo?
There certainly is an echo.
Yeah. Okay. Echo. Hey, look at that. That's crazy. It's like the Stark Cave Cathedral. Like, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. So like I guess Pete would probably be leading the way, leading the charge to go talk to these folks.
And Harry is observably nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can see that. And the thing when people go really very inward before they're gonna have a moment, they're kind of.
Yep. Harry? Do you want me to talk to him?
I guess we should maybe tag team. I don't.
Yeah, sure. No, okay. No, of course. Yeah, right. Yeah. You're still Harry Osborn. Like, I can act as your advocate, right?
I am still Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
This is accurate.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you know Tony. You've met Tony. Yeah. Like, so yeah.
And he gets his collar right. And he's like, yeah, let's do this. Cool. He walks up and he's like, hello, Miss. I'm Harry Osborn, and I
of Oscorp. Norman Osborn's his dad. Sorry, continue.
And the very pulled together looking Asian lady behind the counter is like, yes. Like she's like looking for like actionable information from you. And Harry like sees the not buying the vibe look on her face. Yeah. Well, my parents are acquainted with Tony, and
we have some. We have information. We have information that we believe would be super useful to either the Avengers or Iron Man or Tony himself. But it's something that's highly sensitive. It involves Oscorp, involves all this stuff, and so we were hoping that perhaps we could speak to somebody, hopefully maybe Tony or Iron Man to kind of convey this information. It is, Harry here is they're connected obviously because
I've met him at like events and stuff. Like my parents had fundraisers, and gosh, I feel like this is details you don't need.
Oh yeah, and we also have two superheroes. I turn. I'm like, Bobby, can you do your thing, or Angelica? Oh no, Bobby. I go Iceman. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Bobby's like, hell yeah, I can. The ice freeze up and and then there's like ice bits on the floor, and like the security guy like stands up at his booth and like looks out, and the lady behind the counter just like very gives him like a wave, like
So they're part. They're
her glasses and like looks them up and down.
Yeah, and they're part of the story. I guess I mean they like maybe like I'm like Angelica, can you just like get off the floor a little bit, just show like.
She does the whole like. Like her clothes disappear, and then the fire start out for that wave, and then the security guy like puts his hand on his weapon, and again the lady at reception just puts her hand like I've got this. She adjusts her glasses and again looks them up and down and says, "I don't think I'm familiar with." What's it?
Oh, that's because they're from a different dimension. But all that's kind of need to know information, and we'll have to we'd like to let Tony know if that's possible.
Different dimension.
Yeah.
Right. And she looks down the bank at like the next person further down this massive impediment of reception at that person, and then looks back at you guys. And so now is a great time for you to roll and see.
Oh yeah. Friendly neighbor. I'm using friendly neighborhood.
Whether your charisma is doing you any benefits here.
Yeah, all right, let me see. Where is my character sheet? I think I've got 3 on but can I use banter? Yeah. Can I use banter for this encounter? All right, heck yeah. So
heck yeah.
All right, so friendly neighborhood gives me 3, banter gives me a 4th, and let's see. Come on. Dice don't fail me now, or maybe fail me. That's all right. Oh my God! I got 4 successes plus 2. I got 2 6s and 2 5s. So I got 4 successes. Plus a 2 and a 1, so I got 5 successes.
5 successes. Yeah. Okay. She looks back to the person like she's like, I don't get paid enough to deal with this.
What's that?
She says she learns over to the person like next to her like at the reception. She's like, I don't get paid enough to deal with this. And then she picks up a phone and she's like, hi, yeah. Hello, Miss Potts. There's I think that there are people that need to speak to Tony now. I think that's. If I'm wrong, you have my apologies, but I appreciate it. I'm empowered to make judgment calls. Yes, Miss Potts. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I'll send them right up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, excuse me. Was that Pepper Potts?
I'm sorry.
Was that Pepper? No, hold on. What is Pepper? Is she Tony's assistant, or is she?
She's Tony's executive assistant, but like he's the head of a company, so she has like a profile.
Yeah, sure, okay, yeah, because
she's not world famous, but like if you're a super nerd about superheroes,
then I'm exactly.
You'll have a sense that she exists a little bit because she'll be seen at events and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's Pepper Potts. Yeah, yes. Because when she said Miss Potts, I leaned over to like I was like, that's Pepper Potts. Like that's so great. Yeah. I certainly leaned over to MJ. Like I'm certain that she and I are like, yes, that's so cool.
She's like, MJ's like kind of getting excited. She's like, calm down, Peter. Get screw this up.
No. Okay. I mean, we got superheroes. How can they deny us? We got superheroes.
And Bobby's like, and Harry. We got Harry.
Well, of course, Harry. I mean, Harry's on entree. Yeah. Thanks, Harry. I mean,
and Harry's just like, yeah. And she's like,
oh, that's right,
I
Dad.
might regret this. She said that under her breath, and she's like, just I'm gonna go through security to the elevators, and they'll send you up. Here's your red pass. Like she hands you like a laminate thing you can clip onto your arm somewhere.
Yeah.
And right. I'm gonna take my coffee break. Like she like stands up and she's like gonna as you guys are like walking away.
Yeah. So we're walking through metal detectors, right? Is it or no?
Yeah, there's like I would say is that like there's like a scanner array you're going through.
Okay.
The Stark has like as you phrased it last time, next level plus.
Yeah.
You know?
So actually, so what I'm gonna do is I'm like, excuse me, sir, like, I just want to let you know, I have a belt. Do I need to take my belt off? And I also have these are kind of like punk rock wristbands, like you know, like all the kids are wearing. Like I was just trying them on to see how they feel. So I'm because I know I've got my web shooters on me, so I'm like, you know, but they do the way that they look, you know, like, I realize that with the little cartridges they do look kind of like those wristbands. So I'm like yeah, so like, you know, so they're not weapons or anything like that, but just wanted to point them out.
The guy at security has this sort of steely look on his face, like he's just like
yeah. Otherwise,
you know,
otherwise I'm metal free. I mean, you know, yeah.
Just past his sensors.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And so there's like there's no like visual thing. But you just walk through these two like upright, bizarre objects that like really scan you as you're walking through.
Yeah.
And he says, "All right." And he like there's a specific like middle elevator that's different from the other ones. He presses the button and he's like, "Have a nice visit to Stark Enterprises."
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Nice fellow that. Like, real personable.
You guys like.
Oh my God, we're good. Yeah. It's one of those express elevators.
Where, like you have no sense of motion at all. Like it's
okay.
Yeah. But you watch the numbers like. It's only going very fast, but you have no sense of motion at all.
Wow. What is that? How is that even like? What is it like an inertial dampener? Is that even possible?
And she's like, well, it's Tony Stark. Maybe it loses repulsor technology to, like.
Speaking of which, I do want to talk about that with Tony. Oh my God, this is so crazy. We're about to be Tony Stark. I can't believe it. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Bobby's like, oh, you can get repulsors, and Angelica's like, yeah, calm down.
Yeah, no, that's.
Right, of course.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, Tony just actually published a paper on advanced propulsion technology that was brilliant. It was absolutely it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, so dude, yeah.
You guys get to the top.
So cool.
The doors slide open, and there's a very inviting upscale like. I don't want to say waiting room, but like it's a reception room, and Pepper's at a desk that's at the end of it, and she stands up, and before you guys even get on the elevator, she stands up and walks in. She's clearly a bespoke like skirt suit. It's just immaculate. And she goes, "Welcome to Stark Enterprises. I understand that you have some important information from Mr. Stark.
We do.
Relates to another dimension that was relayed to me."
Yeah, that's correct. These two. This is
Bobby's like
Fire. Yeah, this is Firestar, and this is Firestar, and this is Iceman. They're from a different dimension, and we witnessed me and my friend MJ here witnessed them getting in a battle with who turned out to be Loki, Thor's brother, and so we figured, you know, like because we didn't know really how to access Iron Man, who's an Avenger, but we knew that Tony did, and so we figured. And then we also knew that it was at science space because they came from a different dimension, and it looked like maybe it went through the Baxter Building Nether portal, which is where anyway. So we just went on to convey all this information to Tony and get a sense of if and what were we?
I'm afraid he's in a meeting at the moment, so I'm gonna have you sit down.
Okay,
discuss
sure.
this with him and see if today is a good day for that, because he has a busy schedule ahead of him, as you can imagine.
Oh, sure. Oh, of course.
Is there anything that we can get you? Snacks, water?
Coke maybe.
Certainly. Jarvis, could you have some refreshments sent for the young people and maybe some snacks? And you hear just a voice from overhead say, "Yes, Miss Potts. I'll get that handled right now. Thank you."
Is that an AI? Is that an AI?
Yes.
Oh my god! I just look at MJ like goggle-eyed. You know?
And Bobby's like tapping us. What's AI?
You know what an AI is? It's artificial intelligence. So basically, like William or no, Turing. What is it? Is it William Turing? No, Alan Turing. Alan Turing. Sorry. Alan Turing, back in like the 1940s, postulated that it would be possible because I mean all things that we do, like everything kind of breaks down into just like yes or no. Like everything we do, it's yes or no, yes or no. Like it's just layers of complexity built on yes or no. So he realized that with a complex enough machine, you could literally create something that to all reasonable to a human brain would be effectively a machine consciousness with the ability to rationalize, reason, learn from things. Like and so apparently.
And Bobby's just getting more and more glazed. It's like,
It's
a guy from the 1940s. I don't.
Yeah, no. So anyway,
maybe this is not the moment. We'll explain this to you later. Don't worry about it. He's like, right. Yeah. I mean, sure.
Anyway, it's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing, and it responded like do you guys see any microphones? Like, yeah. Yeah.
And MJ's like,
is there any?
Maybe it's like Prince's house and it's wired for sound everywhere.
Oh yeah. Is there any cool tech that is there like any cool tech in this lobby area that I like that I can geek out over as we're waiting?
I think it's very nice. But homey and low-key space.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Make people feel comfortable that it's not showing off in some Stark Tech.
Yeah. That's so weird. I would have told.
And then like a couple employees have come out and brought you guys beverages and stuff. And, gone away and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you hear shouting from the doors behind. So Pepper's desk is here, and then there's double doors behind the side of her desk.
And Pepper went back. Pepper went back.
No, she went. She's behind her desk. She's sort of not react. She's visibly choosing to not react.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
sounds
Sure.
that are from the office behind
Sure.
her. You can see when a person's like, "I'm registering this, and I'm not going to react."
Yeah.
And the shouting is like a female voice that's coming from inside.
Oh, okay.
The office. Then you hear again the voice from overhead say, "Miss Potts, we're sending security." Yes, I anticipated that. Thank you, Jarvis. And she looks at your faces as you register. She says, "It's not for you. Don't worry."
Okay. Well, by the way, is there a bathroom nearby?
Of course. The doors over there to the left.
Okay.
And there's like a large door that's over there to the left. It's not marked or anything, but
Yeah. Thank you. I don't need to use it. I think I might. Well, anyway, we'll see. But I had a weird lunch. It's sort of disagreeing with me. I just want to know. Thank you. So I look over at.
She says, would you like some Rolaids or something? We could have something brought to you.
Oh no! Thank you. Yeah, I'm just in case there's an emergency. I don't think there will be, but just in case, I wanted to know in case I have to.
Then the elevator door dings, and you don't know him by name, but we as nerds, it's Happy Hogan and two other security guys.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, cool.
That come out of the elevator, and he's like, "Hey, Pep," and she's like, "Happy?" It's like, "So today's the day." Yeah. Today's the day, based on, and then you hear more shouting in the room. I think today's the day. And then she picks up a phone. He's not answering. He's tuning it out. Why don't you just go in? And then so Happy and the guys open the double doors, and you hear the shouting more directly, and then the doors close behind us. The security guys go in.
Could I make out anything of what was being shouted?
You hear you wouldn't be half the man you were if it wasn't for my work.
Oh, okay, huh? Who's he working with? Now, do I know about Jenna Van Dyne? Do I know that they're working on stuff together?
You certainly know that Janet Van Dyne is a person, and that they dated a bit, like very casually. But it's like one of those things where like celebrities, like they get pictured together and they called their dating, and so you don't know if they're actually or whether it's that thing they arrive at.
Yeah.
But that was a bit ago. That wasn't immediately recently. There's just a few more moments, and then like one of the security guys opens the door, and then Happy and another guy are escorting this woman who's clearly like some kind of scientist, not Janet Van Dyne, because you know what she looks like. Some kind of scientist. She is, per comic book standard, probably wearing a white lab coat. And she has a name tag on it, which if you catch the name, it says V. Camden. And she's this is absolutely Miss Potts. I will not put up with this. And she says, "I'm sorry, Vita. I just don't think that it's working out. I think that's clear, and we're finished." And so Tony Stark walks out like as this is coming out, and he says,
"Squee!
You're being ridiculous. There's no reason. I just want more tests. It's not that big of a deal. I, more than anybody, understand wanting to fast track things. It's not there yet. I'm sorry." And she's like, "They tell that to you about the Iron Man outfit when you were locked away in the desert?" And this conversation's over. If we're going to give you great recommendations. Give her the best possible recommendations, but we're going to have to terminate the relationship. Happy, could you please make sure that her desk is cleared out as well? She's like, and the scientist is like, "This is unacceptable!" And she begins storming to the elevator.
Wow.
And Happy's like, "Yeah, I'll do the thing." And Pepper's like, "Jarvis, could you get some staff down at Dr. Camden's desk?" "Yes, of course." Right. She looks back at Sonny. "We have He's like, "Yeah, visitors. I didn't realize we were having a field trip today." And then he like looks. He's like, and then also like there's Iceman and there's Fire and Star, and he's like, "New Avengers? I don't know about." Or she's like,
Mr. Stark,
something to do with extra-dimensional incursion, as I understand. I didn't know if you wanted to. He's like, "Well, I always have time for a little extra-dimensional incursion." And as you're saying that, he says, "Yeah, young man, what's your name?"
I go, "Mr. Stark, I'm Peter Parker. Can I just say that your paper on advanced repulsion technologies was absolutely inspired. Your whole the thrust to weight. I say something very sciencey."
He grabs you by your shoulders. He's like, "Hey. Take a breather, calm down. I know, I'm Tony Stark. You're not. It's kind of difficult, but it'll be okay. Just calm down."
Yeah, I just
want to comments with paper. "Hey, Jarvis, why do I know the name Peter Parker?" And Jarvis says, "He did apply to your scholarship last year. Or at least a person by the name answering Peter Parker, who attends Midtown High. Are you that Peter Parker?"
Yeah, I am. I mean, I did apply, but I wasn't able to submit my I was working on a new chemical compound for. But anyway,
No, it was a hyperadhesive polymer.
Yeah,
I remember.
They also had application
that was
after.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So how do we get from there to? And who are you? Popsicle and I don't know. And he's like, "Why does everyone call me Iceman? I'm clearly ice and not a popsicle." He's like, "I don't know. I think you can go to that name. Why don't we take this inside? Have you fed them, Pep? I understand you have to feed children." And,
no. We have sodas, sir.
He's like, "Yeah, yes, we've got that taken care of." Right, okay. Well, let's just round the whole field trip up and take it on into the office.
Yeah, all right, cool, yeah. So as we go, so now is there any of course I'm just geeking at everything. I'm trying anything I can identify that's like, "Oh my God, look at that," is what I'm doing.
Well, when you go to the office, like there's previous models of the Iron Man uniforms.
Oh my God! In fact, that's actually what I do. That's exactly what I do. I walk in, the moment I see them, I go, "Oh my God!"
And MJ's like, "That's the one that saved his life." Like the remark was.
Yeah.
Just like this. He's kind of like, yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, look at these actuators."
That like slightly douchebaggy thing.
Yeah. I'm like, "Look at these actuators. Look at that. Oh, and then with the upgrades, this is amazing." I'm like, "Oh shit."
He's like, so I'm getting a science vibe from you two as well. It's just like, hi, yeah, we both go to Midtown. Did you enter for the scholarship as well? She's like, no,
she's an amazing coder. She's an amazing coder. Like she knows COBOL, C++. I just list off like whatever like she actually has some.
He's like resumes. Okay, right. But extra dimensional, that was a thing we were.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So in fact.
Also, Harry, right? And he's like, yeah. This is a very odd cross section with lives.
Yeah. Well, we all go to Midtown High. Harry's Midtown High and yeah.
I'll have to.
And then we encountered these two as they crossed from the other dimension, fighting Loki, Thor's brother, but not our Loki, but another dimension's Loki, and then that led to all sorts of crazy and stuff that we were kind of witness to. MJ and I were witness to, and then it led to us realizing. Can I just give you the whole story? Like from beginning to end, so that way, like, because I think
he's like, wow, I don't know that anybody on the planet has that much time. Jarvis, can you verify any of this? And he says, scanners indicate mild indications of chronosignature fragments around the two U's they're identifying.
Oh yeah, we had to suck off the ancient one. The ancient one had to suck off their chronosignature to actually trace Loki.
His eyes go up as you say, like, suck off. He's like phrasing, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, the ancient one had to absorb their chronosignature, which is why they don't have a more pronounced chronosignature, because she had to absorb that chronosignature to use it as a trace for like a tracing spell. Because do you know magic exists? Do you know magic is real? That there's actually, like, I saw it. We got transported through it. Oh my God, it's crazy. Magic.
He looks over at MJ. He's like, is he always like this? And she's like, yeah, pretty much. And he's like, right. Wow. Okay. So focus. All right.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So we ran across the Sorcerer Supreme for this universe. Apparently lives on planet Earth and is the most powerful, I guess, or the person that protects this universe from magic incursions, of which Loki ended up being one. And so we ended up, because of these two knew their dimensions, Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, they knew their dimension, Sorcerer Supreme. So we ended up going to the house that they thought a fellow by the name of Doctor Strange, right? So a superhero that's a magician, like a magic superhero named Doctor Strange. We went to his house, but he wasn't there. Instead, it was somebody called the Ancient One, because apparently she's been around for like thousands and thousands of years. She actually knew ancient Sumeria. She knew it. She's like, oh yeah. So we told her.
I'm gonna need a drink. Jarvis, could you send Pep in with, I don't know, anything on the rocks? And certainly, Mrs. Saucy.
So we told the Ancient One what had happened, that Loki, we didn't know Loki was Loki at the time. We thought he was another fellow by the name of Nightmare, but turns out he was Loki.
Okay. Salient, refocus you. Salient details. They're from another dimension. Magic is real. I'm tracking along. You fought Loki.
Yeah.
Bam.
We beat Loki. Heimdall, somebody from Asgard came down, took Loki back up. Everything's fine, right?
With the big sword, right?
Yeah, with the big sword. Yes, that's it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so now because their chronosignature has been reduced, it was difficult for the Ancient One to actually figure out a way to get them back to their dimension. So they're gonna have to be with us for a handful of days while the Ancient One is sorting out their chronosignature stuff to get them back to find their dimension, right? So we're like, okay, you need a place to stay. Why don't you stay with us? We'll enroll you into our school. We'll come with a big story. We'll have MJ hack in. Long story short, they meet Harry, and Harry and when Bobby meets Harry is very trepidatious because
Harry's like waves as well.
Yeah, because Harry in their dimension, Harry's father Norman Osborn was developing. Now this is where it gets important. Was developing technologies for the U.S. government. He was developing a super soldier serum and also developing other technologies that were going to be used in conjunction with the super soldier serum, such as a floating hoverboard, some other items that were specifically used, these gas bombs, other like these like personal items used for what was it? It was a combat stuff, right? But he was.
You get nods in response.
Yeah. The super soldier serum was not yet ready, but Norman Osborn of their dimension decided he wanted to test it, and he wanted to move to human trials, and all of his science staff said that we're not ready for that. So Norman Osborn decided to test it on himself, and what it did is
and so he's like, gosh, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. So now this is in their dimension. That Norman Osborn gained super strength, gained some exceptional endurance. Maybe it even made him more, but it also distorted his reality, made him evil, and he went on the warpath. Now their Spider-Man, if you have a Spider-Man, or he's known in our dimension as the Spider. He's this really cool guy that hangs out like works all throughout. Anyway, but
Jarvis, do you have anything on the Spider? And he says, no, we have nothing on the Spider, but there's been reference to the Spider-Man recently. I can direct you to issues of the Daily Bugle. Oh, right, the one that Jameson was raving about. Didn't he screw up their sign or something?
No, he was fighting a guy by the name of Electro. Like, this guy had like electrical powers and was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
no, that's my fault. I got you off the track. Thanks, Pep. No. She walks in with a glass and is like, thanks. Yeah. And then he takes a drink. He's like, this is Canada Dry. And she's like, you said anything on the rocks? Wait, okay, sure. Bottoms up. All right. I love that you came here to give me this whole presentation. Nothing I'd rather be doing with my day. I don't see exactly how this involves.
So there are parallels. There are parallels with what. So we believe that Norman Osborn is so not only did Norman Osborn became what was ostensibly a supervillain, right?
That's the Harry connection.
Yes. And then their Spider-Man in their universe defeated Norman Osborn, and then Norman Osborn's son Harry ends up discovering his dad's secret lair, taking the super soldier serum, and Harry ends up becoming a creature named the Hobgoblin. So Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, he becomes a super villain. We'd like to prevent that, but we don't know who to turn to prevent that. We don't have the wherewithal to actually sneak into Oscorp and see if Harry's dad has actually already taken the super soldier formula. He definitely seems to have been right. Harry seems to have been changed a bit in his demeanor.
Yeah, there's been some odd behavior recently, and Tony says, I don't mean to insult you, but Norman Osborn is kind of an odd guy. And he's, no, I get that, but like odder than normal, like destroyed furniture and damage around the apartment. I didn't add it up until they showed up and explained some of this to me,
but we do know
that maybe you might have resources that could investigate some of this, since you're associated with each other. And he's like, that's a great word for rivals, for sure.
Yeah,
that's associated.
But I mean, you can get to Iron Man, you can get to Captain America. You can get to people that could investigate it in a way that was more substantive than we could. And so that's what. So we decided to come to you because we can't just show up at the Avengers building and be like, hey, hi, maybe we could because we do have two superheroes, but we figured it'd be easier to go to you because at least you understood the science behind what he was doing and the fact that obviously you don't test chemicals without a control group, without properly vetting it, without trying it. Like there's a process by which you do this, but we do know that Norman was struggling. That a bunch of their Pentagon contracts were predicated on achieving certain benchmarks on a timetable, and those benchmarks were being.
Harry's like, he left stuff around the house, and I did see that, and I've heard him shouting at people, and it's been really tense. He's like, hey, it's a tense business. I understand. And I feel like now is a moment for you to roll. Let's see how.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
How this is paying off as regards Stark.
Okay, so Science Geek
and Friendly again because it's a different.
Different. Okay, so Science Geek and Friendly Neighborhood are both the same score. So I'm using one or the other.
Sure.
All right. Okay, this is I got 2 failures and one 6. So I got one So I got 2 and 1, and then I got a 2. So that's I got it's a wash.
Right. It's a wash. All right. So, He's gonna go walk around behind his desk, and he reaches out underneath his desk and pulls something out of the cabinet. He's got a decanter of something. And he pours it into the glass as well. He's like, that was kind of a lot. Then he tips his drink back.
Yeah.
He's like,
I know. I mean, extra dimensions. I mean, I knew the multiverse. I mean, I knew that it panned out on paper. But to think that like there actually are other dimensions, right? Crazy. And magic, crazy. Norman Osborn, crazy. I mean, yeah, right. It's like it's like, crazy.
You do know there's an Avenger named Scarlet Witch, right? So
well, yeah, but I mean, but you don't assume that it's actually magic, right? Like I just figured it was like telekinesis of some sort, right?
That's using the old Look. I appreciate you bringing this extraordinarily unusual situation to my attention. I will talk to a few people. I know people, and we'll make some inquiries and make sure that Norman's not entirely off his rocker. There's only so much I can do. He's a rival of mine. I don't want him thinking, getting word of this and thinking I'm involved in espionage. But
yeah, of course.
I mean, Harry, I want to make sure your dad doesn't go totally off the rails, but we'll look into it a little bit, see what we can do. And then he says, I think that probably draws our meeting to a close, kids. I've got some things I need to get to. And
sure.
And he goes to stand up and like to move around his desk to go and like walk over to like shake hands. And outside the window, and this office is massive. So like you walk in the first bit and there's like clearly like a display area with shit, and then there's like all kinds of really comfy seats, and then his massive desk, and then a huge window behind him with a gorgeous view of absolutely everything. And then outside the window, there's a humanoid figure with like a tornado beneath their waist that pops up at the edge of the window and then just turns their hands open, and the glass, which must be super like protective glass, shatters as this like hurricane gale of wind just shatters into the window, and the windows blow in, and like Tony gets knocked and goes and slides on the floor. And then I would have all of you guys roll to see whether you guys get knocked on the floor.
I'm gonna protect MJ instead. So I'm gonna so now okay. So I'm gonna use spider sense as my one of my lucky shots and try to like, and I'm gonna try to pick up. I'm gonna jump at MJ and grab her and try to like just jump her out of the way of you know the danger.
Yeah, I totally get that. I will roll for everybody else. You roll first.
Okay.
And the figure outside the window is like in metal armor that's very elaborate.
Okay.
And you don't recognize.
Okay. So I got 2 6s, a 5, a 2, and a 2. So so that's one success, and then two exploding.
Yes.
And I got one more success. So 2 successes.
Okay. So you can narrate it to me exactly what you do. Like this gale force of like wind and glass comes in, and you leap across to grab.
So I move as fast as Spider-Man can.
Sure,
Spider-Man. And so I run and I just grab MJ like I basically like grab her and kind of protect her with my body, and I jump out like I'm just gonna jump away from the
as far back in the room
as far back as I can get. Yeah,
sure. Okay. So let's rule for the other crew. That's exactly what happens. All right. So that's 1 failure is a total for Bobby, and oh god, and 4 failures for Angelica.
Oh no.
And it's 2 nulls, and nothing but nulls for Harry. So I'm gonna say Angelica gets like slammed the hardest, and she like flies back into the back wall.
Okay.
I'm gonna have her take a single box of harm as a result of that. So she'll start off the encounter minus a box of harm for Firestar, but she's not out of the picture, of course, because she hasn't had all the boxes removed. And Harry gets knocked sideways, like into like the wall, and Iceman gets knocked in another direction. But you managed to shelter MJ and get her like the side into the back. And now we're gonna roll for initiative, and so we know we roll our dice and add them for that. All right. Let's see what everybody gets. All right. Give me yours first, and we'll.
Okay. Oh yeah. So okay. So. And I add them up, right?
Yep.
I got
Go
I got a 14.
All right.
And I roll just my like whatever my highest stat is, or my primary combat stat, and just that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Exactly. So that's 4 and 11, 14 also for Iceman.
Cool.
I'll put you before him in that run. 8 and 17 for Firestar.
Nice.
All right, and then hang on, I gotta get different dice for I gotta get the different dice for Iron Man. I put my other ones away because I'm clever. And then different ones for Harry. Okay. Not that Harry's attacking, but if he gets to take any action, it's going to be in a certain place in the round. Okay.
Yeah.
So Iron Man gets 6, or Tony Stark. 16 plus 7 is 23. So Tony, 23. Sorry about all of this time taking nonsense. 6 for Harry. And I guess MJ gets to roll as well, just because she gets to do stuff. And she gets 7. MJ gets 7. Alright, fair enough. And then I need to roll for my baddie, which is 4 plus 11, 14. So, baddie also at 14. Alright, so I'll stick the baddie in the middle of you both, because why not? Alright, so there we go. Alright. Alrighty.
So Angelica first?
First, Tony is first. He got a 23.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow.
And he like gets slammed into the floor by the side of his desk by the force, and he says, "Jarvis," and he says, "I'm on it, Mr. Stark. Iron Man is being deployed." And then he pulls open a desk drawer and puts his hand inside and then pulls it out. And he gets a small fingerless gauntlet from Iron Man. And then he taps his watch, and this energy field. It's like a rectangular, well, not rectangular, because it's ovular at the edges, but rectangular in shape shield. Like it's an energy shield that pops up, and he places it between himself and the figure.
Wow.
And then holds the half gauntlet out. He's like, "I don't know who you are." And then he looks. He's like, "Vita?" He closes on it's like, "This is not necessary," as he shouts out to the window. And there's a robotized voice changer voice that comes out of this metal mask of the figure that's hovering outside on the with the whirlwind little open around and says, "You wouldn't listen to reason, so now I'm trying force, Tony." And he's like, "Oh, why can't I just run a normal company?" And he's like, "Hey, you two. Popsicle, flashlight, get the kids out of here." And Bobby's like, "It's Iceman!"
And Mr. Stark, don't you? No, okay, fucking. Okay. So I go. Don't worry, Mr. Stark. We got ourselves taken care of. Like they can help you out. And I'm gonna, because I need to. I don't know how I'm gonna change. It's gonna take me too long to change.
MJ looks at you and she's reaching into her backpack do I get the suit or what? And you have to give her a visual clue with her yes or no, because you have enough time to say anything, because your time is on the turn.
So I'm just gonna say, I think I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna tell her, get Harry out of here. Get Harry out of here.
Right, she puts her hand back in and zips the thing, and she nods at you, and then it's Firestar's turn.
Okay, cool.
And she's like, right, but she's like, agreed, but first, and then she holds her arms out and lets out a zap of microwaves towards the figure outside. All right, and she rolls a fail and a null, and an exploding success and a fail. And then, all right, so she gets one failure as her total result.
Okay.
So she like lets out this blast, and I'll just say that the figure very narrowly, like very acrobatically, like twists in the air and then reopens the whirlwind beneath themselves and catches them in midair.
Oh,
she's like, right, okay, fine. And then she goes, she's like, I'll get Harry, and she begins she zooms towards Harry across.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Good, cool. Yeah, cool.
And now it's your go.
Okay. So I'm gonna. So looking at this person with the tornado, does it look like it's technology based? It doesn't look like it's superpower based.
That's the impression you're getting, because the suit is a total armor suit.
Okay. And I heard him say Vita, and I recognize that's the name that she had just said. He just so I'm like, okay, so this is
the employee he was arguing with.
Yeah. And all right, so I'm gonna so does it look like, now can I see any power source? Can I see like does it look like she has any obvious weapons?
I'm gonna have you roll on Science Geek for that.
Okay. Cool. All right. There's one success. There's one exploding success, but one failure, and then I got 3. So, and then I go another 6. So yeah. So one success.
One success. I would say that whatever technology she's wearing, it's too foreign to you for you to have a sense of that. You have no sense of where in the armor anything might be.
But she used her hands.
Yes.
She used her hands to. Okay.
So clearly command the wind or generate or whatever, manipulate.
Okay. So I'm gonna move to a position where I think Harry can't really see me. Right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move towards her. I'm gonna just kind of try to angle myself so Harry doesn't have a good view of me. And then I'm gonna try to web her web one of her arms, basically
sure.
I want to take control of that arm so she can't actually direct where she's going. Yeah. So that's,
I totally get exactly what you're going. So I'm gonna make you make 2 rolls.
Okay.
Your first one will be if the position that you take is sufficiently stealthy to prevent Harry from seeing you.
Yeah.
And the second one will be the success of the attack.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to use your Spider-Man thing for that for both of them, because it's
okay. So yeah. So I got 1 success for the seeing if he doesn't see me.
Okay.
Right.
I'll roll for Harry to see whether
he notices.
Yeah. No. He gets 1. His total is 2 successes.
Okay.
So I mean, sorry. His total is 2 failures. I apologize.
Okay.
So yeah, you've duped Harry. He does not see you. You're behind the couch or whatever, and he doesn't see you. And now let's roll for your attack.
And then let me see if I hit him. And okay, I got two failures and 1 exploding success. So I'm one down, but I got 2 on that one. So I'm null.
You have a null. You have a null factor. Right. Yeah. Let's see what the villain rolls. Okay, that's a null and a fail. That's a success and an exploding success.
Okay.
That's a reroll. Okay, so one success effectively. So and you got what did you get for your total?
I got null. Yeah. So yeah.
That's
so,
right.
So she beat
so
me.
Your line goes wide.
Yeah. Cool.
Not massively wide, but just wide.
Yeah. Not fuck.
And you didn't correct for the wind velocity.
Yeah.
What's going on there? You never faced this one before.
Yeah.
Next, it is the baddie's turn, and they are going to like fly into the space and try and take Tony. That's the move.
Okay.
That's the stakes of that character.
Okay.
And Tony's going to resist with his shield and also movement as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's going to roll her shit. That's this exploding success and a null, and a fail is an exploding success. So let's roll twice more, and that's 1 more success. Okay, so that gives us that one, and let's give Tony. Let's see what he does. Let's see what his rate of success is. Just put my dice back. He gets 2 exploding successes and a null, and another, so 3 exploding successes.
Cool. Wow.
And 2 more successes out of the explosives, total of 5 for him. He beats her roll, so she zooms in, and he, I'm gonna say he releases a repulsor blast that knocks her, like whirls her around, and then he leaps over his fucking desk, and then slides into like a defensive position on the opposite side, like in a crouch. It is now Iceman's turn.
Yeah.
And he is going to try and freeze to figure out where they're standing.
Cool.
So let's see how that shakes out. Exploding success and success. Fail and exploding success. So I get to roll twice. So it's a single success, and then the baddie gets to roll as well and see how that turns out. Exploding success and fail. Null and fail. Reroll that. Okay, so she fails in comparison to him. He beats her. So she gets knocked like around the room with Tony's blast. Tony leaps across the desk, and then Iceman like freezes like one of her arms and one of her legs to the wall.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And then Tony's like, "Thanks for the assist. I also said out now. Playtime's over." Iceman's like. Yeah, like he gets this very he was like yeah, he's like oh, like he's like oh, you can see him get deflated, and he's like, and he shoulders slump, and he goes to fine, and creates an ice ramp so he can skate over to you guys and whisk you out of the room.
Okay, yeah. So
they're whisking. He's just created the ice ramp
in
his move, and so it's MJ's go, and she goes where she's like, Harry, we're moving now, and she grabs him by the hand. He's like, what? Door. We're not useful here. He's like, but Pete. She's like, don't worry about Pete. And then physically turns him around, and he's like, oh, and she opens the door and pushes him through as she goes through. And she gives you a look like, good luck, as she hops through the door. And Harry goes with her, and they've exited the room now, so they're effectively out of initiative.
Okay.
And it's back to our top, and it's Tony, and he says, Jarvis. What is the ETA on Shellhead? And he's like, he's coming from a ways away. It will be momentary stuff. Yeah, well, let's make it less airy and make the moment now. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. Don't question my jokes! You are an artist! And then so then he slides across the floor to put himself physically between where she is and you guys, and he's at the center point between us.
Cool.
Yep, he's like, yeah, we could have just had a reasonable conversation, but you had to escalate everything. And he opens his hand up and releases a repulsor blast at her, and we'll see how that goes. He's trying to knock her out. That's a success, and an exploding success, and a null, and a fail. So, and he gets another success. So he has a total of 2 successes on his roll after everything gets averaged out. Right, and let's go for our baddie. Our baddie gets 3 fails and 1 success. So that's 2 fails. So she gets slammed. So she takes another box of harm after the one she took from Iceman.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop. So she's got 2 boxes of harm, which I should have put it before. The first one. And it is now Firestar's turn. And she's looking at Bobby and you like, are we really going, or are we not going, or what's the situation?
Yeah, because I mean, my read on this is that even though Tony Stark has advanced technology, he's a normal person, I'm not gonna let I know that he's the thing is I hate to countermand his order, but I'm like, dude, you're a normal person, and we've got 2 superheroes. You can't fucking say no. So I'm like, he's a normal person. In fact, I actually say that. I'm like, he's a normal person.
She's like, right, got it. So she pulls her arms back and ramps up to ramming speed, and then pulls her sword to slam into whirlwind.
Yeah, good.
I've given away the name of it, but I figured it's my variation on it.
Yeah.
Let's see what you get.
I figured as much. Because like the tornado.
2 exploding successes, 1 failure, and a null. So let's re-roll those 2 exploding successes. She gets 1 success in that. So she gets a total of 2 successes after the 1 fail goes away. Let's see what Whirlwind does. All right, 2 exploding successes for Whirlwind, 1 failure, 2 failures. So depending on what the exploding successes are is what their rolls are. And they don't get successes on those exploding successes. So Firestar slams like heated fists right into Whirlwind, like pummels the armor left and right, and they take another box of harm.
Okay.
It is your go.
Okay. So am I close enough to close the distance?
Sure. Yeah. In your turn, you can.
Okay.
You're Spider-Man. You can move far and fast. The office space is big, but you can close that.
Okay. So I do like a Spider-Man motions. You know, like of course I'm never gonna cross any distance without flipping and doing it's like but yeah I do like the hyper agility thing. And I'm gonna try to grab her arm, like she's got one arm pinioned to right.
Yeah, one arm and one leg is like ice to the wall. And she's
So I'm just gonna try to grab that other arm and basically like control it. You know, so like the thing is like so.
Sure.
All right. And all right, I got it's null. So two nulls, one failure, one success. So nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll roll for her and see what's going on for her. Okay, that's 1 fail, 1 exploding success, 2 exploding successes, but with 1 fail, let's re-roll those. She has her total is 1 success.
Okay.
So she beats you. So she effectively don't get the arm. She gins up the fucking air around it. You try to control it.
What the?
Yeah, exactly.
Come here! I'm like, give me that arm.
She's like, who are you? As she's like moving her arm around to like get away from you. At that point, Pepper like storms through the door, and she's got this like really tiny like blaster that fires this like giant fucking ray, but she just like purposefully like boom 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 like walks across the room like with the gun out, and she's like letting off blasts at Whirlwind.
Okay.
And I'll see what the effect of that is. Okay, exploding success, null, success, and success. So that's 3 successes, 1 of which is exploding. So 3 successes on that for her, and then Whirlwind gets success, exploding success, fail, and a fail, and a success. So she beats Whirlwind. She gets more successes than Whirlwind does.
Cool.
So like between you, like these like this tiny little thing, huge, being blasted. Just keeps slapped, and her armor hits the back of the wall multiple times as she slams. She takes another box of harm, and she's like. So Pepper like walks to the midpoint of the room where Tony is like, boss, it's time to get out of here. We can leave this to the professionals. Iron Man's on the way. And Tony looks up at her and gives her a once over, and he's like, Jarvis? He's like, bioscan, whole room now. And Jarvis says, yes, Mrs. Smith. I can confirm that is not Pepper Potts. And he says, you know, you should have done your research better, whoever you are. Pepper never calls me boss. And he like wheels his glove on the figure, like so now he's holding the shield towards Whirlwind and the glove towards whoever this is. She pulls her wrist up to her breast. She's like, cover's blown. Take Tony now. There's a bookcases on the wall that slide open, and like an emergency elevator door opens, and Happy's in there, and he's got this giant ass cannon gun. He's like, right, come with me, Stark. And it's not Happy's voice
yeah.
And Tony's like, what have you two done, Pepper and Happy? Jarvis, notify S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers, anybody. Stark Tower's under assault. He's like, notifying the authorities now. Where is Iron Man? He's like, he was en route, but now I've lost his trace. We're never having Kitty J again, is what he says.
Oh, God. Like, what? You blame us? What? How is this? How is this blamed on us? Yeah. As I'm like, wait, what do you mean? This has nothing to do with us. Yeah.
And Iceman's like, so do you want us to leave or do you not want us to leave? He's like, Popsicle, put the freeze on one of these two losers. Boy, you can figure out what they are. Jarvis, lock down the room. And you can get like all the doors, like in the elevator, the emergency elevator that whoever Happy is up in. You're disengaged, and the doors start their armor doors start closing, and the Happy guy has to like fucking roll to get in or else miss the room, and the doors slam shut to the office. You can hear like locking places going, and then like metal doors come up over the windows.
Oh
so
yeah, cool,
into the
cool,
room.
yeah, cool, awesome.
He's like, I just had this place redecorated too.
Yeah.
And so it's Iceman's turn, and he is gonna try and freeze up whoever this Pepper Potts person is. So he gets a null and a success, and an exploding success, and an exploding success. So that's good. It's 3 successes, and he gets 2 successes. So he gets 5 successes.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
So she rolls, and she gets a fail and a success, and a success and a success. So he beats her. So he's gonna just like trying to. He's gonna he'll just try and ice her like all the way up as much as possible and get her arms like stuck in that so she can't turn the weapon on anybody. And so she has harm box and she will be considered grappled so that she has to like get free before she can attack anybody.
Okay, cool.
And I will roll their initiative and put them in the spot because they were emergency actors in the last round. Right, that's 8 plus 7 is 15. So she is here. And then for Happy, or whoever that is, that's 3, 7, 13. All right. So we're back to the top of the round, and it is Tony's go. And he's going to open fire on Happy.
Okay.
Since you guys have kind of got 2 other figures, wheels on Happy's going to try and zap him out. So that is a null and a fail, and a fail and a fail. So he fails 3 times. It's not going to matter what Happy rolls. So he fires, and that guy is he twirls and leaps there. Like Happy's kind of like a stocky guy, and that's the body you're seeing. But this person is moving way more acrobatically than that across the room. He's like, right, Jarvis, analyze. I want to know who I'm dealing with. And he says, yes, diagnostics are an effect. It is now Firestar's turn, and she's over by Whirlwind as well. So it goes side by side. You've got the arm, and she's like right there. She's like, first you, and then these other 2 loonies. And she rolls a success and a null, and a fail, and an exploding success. Let's reroll the exploding success. So she just rolls 1 success effectively, and Whirlwind gets a success and a null, and a fail and a fail. So she loses. So Firestar, just hands on the face, just like full force, releases a blast, right into the face mask. Wow. And that is her final harm box. And so then just Whirlwind sags and is completely unconscious against the wall.
Oh, good, yeah. Hey, nice. Yeah.
She's like, holding hands. She's like, there's got to be good for something more than lighting up the dark. And it's your go now.
Okay. So can I now that she's unopposed, because I'm gonna address Happy, but can I web up Whirlwind's arm and then address Happy?
Yeah, it's not being resisted. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I just So I just secure her. I'm like you stay there, and you and I'm gonna come after him. You look pretty light on your feet, man. You should think about being a dancer.
He looks at the woman. He's like, and his voice slides even more. And he's like, we do not have any protocols for these children, do we not? I can just erase them, yes? And she says, do what you want with the kids. It's only Stark we're after.
Wait, what? Yeah. I go, hey, Alan, you even sound like a dancer. You sound like a French ballerina, man. That's great. That's awesome. Here,
and he says, ballerina is what you call the ladies, not the gentlemen.
French ballerina. Oh, I'm sorry. You're French. You're French ballerino. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So as soon as you attack him.
Yeah. I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna use banter, which is why. Because I wanted to make sure I got some banter in. So let me see. So I got no failures, but I got 2 successes, none exploding. But 2 5s, and the rest 3s and 4s.
So two successes.
Yeah, 2 successes. Yep.
All right, so he's got a success and an exploding success, a exploding success, and a null.
Jesus.
So 2 rerolls, and then 2 more. So he's got 5 successes. So you unleash on him, and he just flips out of the way, and he's at least as acrobatic as you are.
Oh wow. Hey, nice moves. I'm serious. I think you have a great a future career on the stage, Mr. Ballerino.
And he says, yes, it's much harder for you to dance with me as well as running the mouse once you are unconscious. Then it's, it's not that turn because that person's other round. Sorry, I had Whirlwind in there. It is now Iceman's go. He's like, I really don't appreciate you talking to my friend that way. And so he goes to ice up the flipper. That's a fail and a null, and a null and a null. So that's 1 fail. So what happens with the flipper? That's a fail and a null, and an exploding success and a null. So invariably, Flippy Guy just dodges the ice. He bounces off the walls and jams himself off the ceiling. He's just everywhere. He's just incredibly acrobatic.
Wow.
And then we're back at the top, and it's Tony's go. I forgot to roll for her. I'm gonna have her try to get out. The lady that's Pepper. That's a fail and a null, and an exploding success and a null. So that's effectively nothing. She gets 1 success. So I'll say that in between all that, she managed to wrestle free her arm from the ice. So she can now act. She can't move. She's still iced with the legs, but her arm is free, so she can now direct her weapon. But it's Tony's go. And so he hears her pull away from the ice, and he's like, no. He's like, Ice Queen, no. I call Nix on that. I'm out of banter. And so he just opens up his glove to zap her ass. A success and a null, and a null and a null. So he gets 1 success. And she gets a null and a fail, and a null and a null. So she takes a box of harm, and she gets knocked back, rocketed in the ice back, and and you see that there's something. She was wearing a necklace, and you see that it gets damaged, and there's a digital thing, and then it falls away. And there's a lady with really smart green bob. That's replaced. So that Pepper's face is this digital interference that's fallen away. So whatever was allowing her to look like Pepper, that's gone away. And there's some chick with a green bob.
Is she in a military uniform? Is she in
she's wearing Pepper's clothes. She's clothes not an illusion, just her head.
Okay. Right.
And that's the effect of that. And it's Firestar's go. And so she's going to try and nail the flipper as well. So that's a fail and a null, and a success and a null. It's 0 effectively for her. And Monsieur Flipper gets a exploding success.
Give me 1 second.
So Firestar unleashed. Oh, if you want to delete out that break, look at the.
Oh yeah. So that was and there was 145. Okay. So
the first one was at a half hour, and the second one was at 145.
Yep. Let me editing.
Yeah, no tape. Sure. This is our most dynamic battle we've had.
Yeah. 145. Okay. Awesome. Cool.
All right. So Firestar zaps him, but he gets out of the way. She's like, this guy is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
And the lady with the gun and the green hair is like, this is unacceptable. and
Unacceptable.
she gets a exploding success and a null, and it's exploding success and a null, so that's 2. And then she rolls 2, so she gets 4 successes. And then, so she's gonna like, she's opening up on Tony. That's all she cares about. So Tony gets a fail and a null, and a null and a fail. So she zaps him, and he goes flying across the room. And I'll say that the energy shield that he had on it like flickers and like falls away.
Oh no!
As,
Okay.
as he slams into the wall, and he takes 1 box of harm. And then it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna go after the flipping guy, because he has no boxes. Everybody else. So one of them's down. The pepper. She's got at least 1 box of harm. I'm gonna and I don't want to and so I'm gonna try to just punch him. I'm gonna try like intersect and do the Spider-Man thing. I've got 4 dice though. I got 2 successes, no failures.
2 successes, no fails. Okay, let's see what he gets. He gets an exploding success and a null, and a success and a success. And then an exploding success only doesn't open up, so he gets 3 successes, so he beats you. So he managed, like, I'll say that, like, because you gotta punch him, and he even like moves your fist out of the way mid flip, like, no, you will not be hitting me. And then it's
Oh yeah, no, and I also say while I do that, I'm talking. I go, hey Bobby, like as I'm after this guy, I'm like, oh no, I don't go Bobby. I go, hey Iceman, have you ever thought about using using a catchphrase like what was it gonna be? Oh shit. Oh yeah, cool it, and then blast him.
no.
Yeah, right. Cool it, and then you blast him. I think it's great. So as I'm trying to put.
And he like ramps around the room and he's like, let's try now. Cool it, buddy. And like he tries to zap him with his ice thing. So that's a null and a null and a null and a fail. And Mr. Flipper gets an exploding success and a success and a null. So, and he doesn't get anything else exploding. So he gets 3 successes to Bobby's 1 fail. So Bobby entirely gets like does not hit him at all. He's would you hold still while I try to cool you off? And he pauses for a moment and says, no, and then leaps across the room again. And now it's Flippy Guy. It's his turn, and he pulls like daggers out of his suit.
Okay.
And goes to throw them at Tony.
Oh, jeez.
He gets an exploding success and a fail, and a null, and his exploding success does not opens up. So he effectively gets a 0.
Okay.
Tony gets 2 nulls, 4 nulls. So they average out.
Yeah,
So they each kind of get what they want. So he hits Tony with a dagger, but it doesn't do enough to damage him. It grazes him, and the other one Tony blasts out of the air and gets annihilated.
Yeah.
So he manages to remove one of the weapons from the gear, from that situation, and the other one hits him but doesn't do enough damage to do anything to him.
Okay.
And it is now the top, and Tony's this.
Give me one second. I'm gonna turn on the fan. It's really hot up here, so I'm gonna turn on the fan real quick.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, do your thing.
Sue, I love you, buddy. Yes, I do. You're my good brother. All right. All right, let's go.
So Tony's this is ridiculous. This is my house you came to. I don't know who you think you are, but this cannot continue. Jarvis. Open fire, and there's the desk disassembles itself and reassembles itself into this cannon, and he's even with young people in the room, he says, favor caution. You're the world's smartest supercomputer. Make decisions. He's
Hey, Transformer.
Literally the AI sighs.
Yeah. Oh.
I will endeavor to do my best.
And when the desk transforms, I'm like, look at Transformer. Transformers, more than meets the eye.
So there's a success and there's exploding success, and so 3 successes out of this like reformed cannon that's come where the desk was.
Cool.
And he's gonna open fire on the flippy guy, and that's a fail and a null and a null and an exploding success. All right, so success on that. So they tie out. So what happens is Flippy Guy gets hit, but no damage. But he does get knocked across the room further.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So he's further back and away from being able to strike immediately. And Tony's like, "Do better, Jarvis, or I'll launch the Jocasta initiative." And he says, "So you cannot threaten me. I can certainly try." And Fire starts like, "I have no idea what's happening here." And then she's like zoom, like ramps up her heat and like goes to slam into Flippy Guy.
Okay, cool.
And she gets 2 nulls. She gets 4 nulls. He gets a null and success, and an exploding success, and an exploding success. So he well outmaneuvered her. Like Jesus. Like all, she's like, ah,
Yeah.
what are you, like an Olympic athlete? And Iceman's like, maybe he's Jean-Paul Barbier, that Canadian guy. And she's like, oh my God, you need to stop fanboying out for that Canadian guy. He's like, what? He's like really good. She sighs. It's your go.
All right. Yeah. So so I'm just gonna try to web rather than chasing him around the room. I'm just gonna try to web him. I'm gonna try to like web his legs together. Just to like kind of like so. I'm gonna try to time it like and just catch him as he's doing his thing. So
go for it.
And I don't have 4. Okay. 3 successes, 1 exploding. No failures. But not okay. So I got 3 successes. But no, I didn't get it. I got a 3 for the exploding.
He got 3 successes as well.
Okay.
So you guys tie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give you the web.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say that in doing it, one of your web shooters, like it's out. Like so one of them is emptied the amount. Like shit.
Yeah.
Like so one of your web shooters is out.
Okay.
So your last sploop like gets his legs.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But if he takes no harm, he's grappled.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
wait, no. So I did catch him, but he takes no harm. Okay. Okay. So he's stuck in space. Yeah.
Webbed up, he's grappled.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And Pepper is going to fire off another blast at Tony. She gets a null and an exploding success, and a fail and an exploding success. So she gets 1 success, ultimately. And he's going to try and not get hit. That's a fail and a success. So he gets a null, so she wins. So he gets zapped again. He gets knocked back across the room with the concussive blast of her weapon. And takes another box of arm. He slams into the wall. He's like, this is not working out well. And he, it's not Tony's turn, is it? No, because he's at the top of the round. So it's now Iceman's go. And he is going to try and like freeze up the rest of Flippy Guy while he's grappling.
Oh yeah, cool.
And that's a fail, and a null, and a null, and an exploding success, which succeeds, so he gets 1 point of success. And Flippy Guy gets 2 nulls, a null, and a fail. So Flippy Guy gets iced, so he takes his first box of harm, and he's like super grappled. So to break out of that grapple, he's going to need a minimum of 2 successes.
Okay. All right.
And now it's his go, it's Flippy Guy, so he's going to have to try and break out of his grappling. So he gets 1 exploding success, 1 null, 1 exploding success, 1 fail, and nothing on. He gets 2 nulls on the exploding success. So he only gets 1 success. He does not break free. He quacks a bit of the ice out, but he's still webbed. And he can't tear that free. Cool. And it's Tony's go, and he's like, right, I need to even the odds. And he opens up and shatters the case with his one of the Iron Man armors with his repulsor, and grabs off like one of the gauntlets and slides it onto the other hand. And pulls the helmet on, face plate down, and he's like, aha, right. And so now he's got diagnostics in his helmet, so he can be better targeting stuff. And he's like, the half gauntlet is at 5%. Yeah, I know, that's why I got the full one. Keep up, Jarv. And he's going to unleash on Pepper with the full gauntlet.
Cool.
And he's got a exploding success and a null, exploding success and a fail. Let's roll those 2 exploding successes. 2 exploding successes. So he zaps her. He like repulsor beam like knocks her the hell back. And like she gets knocked, like she doesn't get knocked from the ice. The ice gets knocked from the ground. She remains impacted and it just slams against the wall. And she takes a box of harm. She pulls her wrist up and she's like, "We need extraction immediately." That's her dealio anyway. But as Firestar's go, she's like, "Yeah, no to extraction. I say no." And she like opens up her blasts the Pepper duplicate. And she gets an exploding success and a success and a success and a fail. And nothing on the exploding success, so she gets 2 successes. Let's see what Pepper gets. She gets 2 exploding successes, a fail and a null, and 2 successes on the exploding success. So she manages like on the ground like jack her body around so that like she gets out of the way of the heat blast from Firestar. So she doesn't take. She's still in her ice and she doesn't take any damage. And it is your go.
Okay. So I'm gonna go after so the webbed and frozen guy. I'm just gonna try to like either like further secure him. Like just gonna do like try to do a box of harm to him. All right. So no, I didn't get it. I got one. Well, I mean there's no way that I'm gonna get it because I got 3 failures and 1 exploding success. So I got 1 failure. That's not bad. That's yeah.
So I'll have him roll, and he gets success and a null, an exploding success and an exploding success. And 1 plus he gets 4 successes out of that.
No,
so
great.
he manages to roll around in such a way you can't web him up. Even though he's still like, at the weapon running speed.
I'm rolling terribly right now.
It's Iceman's go.
And I do my test rolls. And they're amazing, and then like there's 2 successes, 1 exploding, no failures, and then I'll roll actually in game, and I'm like oh great, all failures, no, that's all right, it's the way it happens.
As a euphemism, I should use it, but I don't have to. It's Iceman's go. Yeah, it's Iceman's go, and he will attempt to fully secure the Pepper Potts lady so she can't use her gun.
Okay, cool.
And he gets an exploding success and a fail, an exploding success and a fail. So right now he has nothing. So he has 2 successes because he's rolled his 2 exploding. So when she rolls an exploding success and a null, exploding success and a success, that's 3 already. She rolls 5. So he like zaps her, and I'll say like she's so outmaneuvers. He like shatters his own ice with his blast.
Oh, great.
And she's broken free slightly from that. And he's like, that
ice,
not what I
Iceman, you're supposed to cool him down, not heat. Not.
Well, you got my head full of these like comebacks, and that's not actually it. I just screwed up. And Tony is like, not that I don't appreciate a good banter and the assist, but you've got to bring these people to heel.
We're working on it. They're slippery. They're like water weenies. You ever know what a water weenie they're like you get one of them down and kind of secured, and then the next thing. Anyway, yeah.
He's like Peter Parker. Who are you? And then he turns his attention back to Pepper and like opens up the full gauntlet on her. And that's 2 nulls. That's another null and an exploding success, and then nothing. It's 1 success. And so she gets a fail and an exploding, and 2 nulls. So she has nothing on that. So he beats her. So she takes another box of harm, and she's out. So she's unconscious.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh,
He
okay.
zaps her,
Cool.
and she just finally
Cool.
goes, bam,
Cool.
and she gets knocked, and
Yeah.
she goes unconscious.
Cool.
And the flipping guy is like, that is my cue. And it's your turn. And you can see the flippy guy is like trying to like make his way like across the room to his compatriot.
I go, you're right. Q as in line, like you're next in line to get dropped down, right? That's like here you go. Oh my God, two fives and 2 exploding successes. So I got 4 successes right there. Finally, yeah. Come on, give me good things. And then one more 6 and a 5. So I got 5 successes.
He gets 3 fails. He gets
Yeah.
3
Oh,
fails.
hey, heck yeah.
He takes
So
a box of harm and gets webbed to the wall.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, like you're not going anywhere. Come on. Yeah, you're right. It is Q. Your Q. That is your Q. You're next in line. Ding, ding, ding. Your number's up.
That's
what I was finally a good roll.
The door to his office, Jarvis is like, I have security at the front door, at the mid. And he says, yeah, I think you should. Yeah, make that judgment call, Jay.
I mean, are they actually
the
security?
The door to his office opens and it's and there's another Happy Hogan.
Oh, okay.
And other people, and they've got weapons and Happy's like, hey, and you can see that Happy is like got a black eye.
Oh no!
All mask, all kinds of stuff. He's like, sorry, Tony, there was a whole. It's like, later, Happy, later, not the time. He's like, right, yes. And so they deploy in the room, and the guy is all secure to the wall. He's like, this is not what I was expecting. And he says, and what Happy's like, don't use another voice with my face. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Make him stop.
Yeah, and be careful because he's really flippy. Like he's really like he's real flippy.
Tony's like, I can verify he's indeed very flippy. And Jarvis says, my statistical analysis indicates that it's most likely Batroc the Leaper. Right.
It's who?
Batroc the Leaper.
Batroc the Loom. Wow.
The Leaper.
Batroc. Yeah. Batroc the Leaper. Yeah. The Leaper. Oh, yeah. I see. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. I think Ballerino. I think Ballerino though is a much cooler name for you, man. That's all I'm saying. You know.
It's like, I am absolutely not going by a Ballerino. This is not my name. And this is as Happy and the security are like taking him away. He's like, yep, well, you're Ballerino from now on.
Yeah, that's right, Ballerino.
And facial recognition indicates that is right. Right. Well, I knew that from the green hair once we got that. And the other security people are like taking her away. He's like, now where is the actual pet? And Jarvis says, Miss Potts was apparently waylaid with Mr. Hogan. She is in recovery.
Wow.
Right. Well, that's wrong.
They actually hit. They hit Pepper Potts.
Yeah, my feelings exactly. What Tony says.
What?
Now,
who does that?
Now, you, all of you. And he like pointing to the you three. He's like,
yeah.
This interdimensional thing, I will have it looked into.
Okay.
You have my word.
Yep.
And
thank you.
I'll have Happy get back to you or something. I have got to figure out this situation.
Sure.
I don't know how they infiltrated my security. That is very alarming situation, to say the least. Jarvis, get somebody to clean this up. I do have to say, Mr. Stark, that transforming desk was absolutely brilliant, like super cool. Yeah. It's like, yeah, well, it's a prototype. I didn't think
and the AI, Jarvis is his name. Mind blowing. Just anyway, but you know that.
And Jarvis says, "Thank you, Mr. Foster."
Yeah, absolutely, Jarvis. That's wow. I'm talking to an AI. It's so cool. Yeah.
You'll get his ego huge. No. We don't need to bloating his ego. He's already big enough. No.
Okay. All right. Oh, you're okay, I guess, Jarvis.
He says, "Noted. I will try to maintain my ego at a relatively stark-sized stature." And then Tony grabs you by the arm. He's like, "You're Parker. Who are you? What are you?" He wrestles your hands up. He's like, "What are these?"
Nothing.
How do you?
Nothing.
No. I want everything I can on Peter Parker.
No, you don't. You don't really, sir. You don't need that. You don't. You really don't. Like there are people could get hurt. What's that?
Jarvis says, "Correlating data."
Oh.
Right. He's like, "I don't know." And he taps your forehead. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're gonna know.
Also, I owe you a favor. I don't like that. So
Oh,
we're gonna get that sorted out quickly as well.
You don't owe me. Really, truthfully, you don't. The thing is, thank you. I mean, thank you. It's tit for tat. It's
literally, I grabbed your mouth.
yeah. Okay. All right.
The kiddie show is over. Adult time is now. I have to sort this all out. Where does this kid live? And he Jarvis overhead rattles off your address.
Oh,
according
God.
to the school district records, he lives at right.
No.
Which nice. Okay. Well, I will. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
And Harry, I know where to reach you. And you two interdimensional hoppers. We'll get that sorted too. Right. But now, out. He's like,
Right.
the
Don't forget.
hand.
Don't forget. Yeah. Don't forget Norman Osborn. As we're leaving.
He's like, I know. And the elevator doors at the far end of the office open up. And he's like, Mr. Parker, 5-star Iceland. Elevator's waiting for you. Jarvis says.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm taking another Coke. Just is that? Right. Okay. You guys get in the elevator.
Hey, wait. Can you if a Coke gets warm, can you just cool it off? Can you cool the thing immediately, just by?
He's like, absolutely. And
that is so awesome.
Freeze the can. He clearly overcorrects. And shatters into a frozen blob. He's like,
oh, sorry, man. But that's so.
Jungle's like, Bobby, you know you always screw up the can. Well, I did. There was that one time I got it right.
Well, thanks for showing me that.
Popsicle, all sticking out of the edges. He's like,
yeah, that's awesome. All right, no, that was cool. Man, I can't believe Tony Stark. He didn't flinch. That was awesome. He didn't pause at all. He was just right in there with us. That's crazy.
Angelica's like, well, he did, make the Iron Man armor to imitation of his father's from World War II in order to escape from terrorists. So obviously,
Yeah. I'm gonna need to come up with a way to costume. I can't do what you can do, and I can't do what you can do. But man, otherwise I'm gonna be screwed every single time we get attacked immediately. I need to figure out a faster way to get my costume in place. Like
a quick release kind of action.
Yeah. Maybe I can have I gotta make all cutaway clothes. I wear underneath. I wear layering. Oh God, I'm gonna have to think about this. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. Maybe I can make. You guys
get to the lobby and the doors open. And there's just security there. The whole rest of the building has been evacuated. You can see the glass windows. All of the employees of Stark Industries out in the plaza.
Yeah. There's 3,000 people out there.
And you guys are walking out. You guys are walking out of the front. You can see that there's the receptionist lady, and she's sees you guys, and she's pulls her collar up.
Yeah.
She doesn't know that she's not to blame.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, I turn. I go, no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It wasn't us. We. They helped. I just made sure I didn't get killed. Yeah. And but they helped. So they helped save Mr. Stark. You're totally fine. You're fine, Miss. You don't need to worry. Do you know where our friends are? Have you seen our friends? The redheaded girl and wait, no, is MJ? Because is MJ? She's not redheaded, is she? Because she's got.
Well, she's probably got reddish hair.
Okay, yeah. Or maybe she. Maybe she dyes it. Who knows? But
that's fine.
Yeah.
And you're saying that you see MJ's hand go up in the crowd.
Okay.
I am here.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
And Harry's like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, guys. Sorry, I wasn't able to get. I got caught up in the whole scrum. I got caught up in the scrum, and I wasn't able to escape. And these two took care of me, and that was awesome. Real kind of them.
Yeah, and Bobby puts his arm around you, pulls your knee. He's like, that was sports language.
Yeah. Scrum. Yeah. You guys. I'm happy you guys were safe, and that's great. And Iron Man swore he was going to look into your dad's stuff. So,
Tony Stark.
Oh yeah. Tony Stark. Tony Stark said he's going to look into your dad's stuff. I feel weird about you, like, are you gonna be? I mean, I'm sure your dad's not gonna hurt you, but are you gonna be safe being at home?
It's going to be very weird going home.
Yeah. Right.
Bobby's like, oh my God, you have to have a sleepover. You have to come, just join. I'm already staying there. Come over. You don't have to go home. It'll be chill.
Or
it'll be chill.
or we could actually, if you wanted, Harry, we could crash at your place.
He's like, yeah, I like that idea. I mean, no offense. I just
no, but the thing is,
I want to keep an eye on my dad.
No, yeah, of course, no, that's exactly right. And the thing is like, and now, that's perfect. So you got, I mean, at least you have one. Like, I mean, does your dad even pay attention? Could we have MJ and Angelica stay over too?
Just stick them in a guest room. It's fine.
Okay, all right, yeah. Let's do that. Well, so what do you think, MJ? Can you do that, or it's like, would your dad freak out?
She's like, where am I going to tell him I'm at?
What's that?
Where am I going to tell him I'm at? I can't tell him I'm at a boy's house. He will absolutely freak out.
Yeah. Do we have any other girls in our little circle of friends?
We do. I mean, like she has
Gwen.
Friends that are not part of your nerd core.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, so.
Hang on 1 second.
Let me take a look at who we got.
As a character I'm thinking of, her name is escaping me, so. No.
Oh no. Okay.
What's her darn name? Okay. Let's try.
Mary Jane, Richard. Okay, that's.
Liz. Liz is who I'm thinking about.
Oh yes.
I'll like she's friends with Liz. Like it's just that they're not like. And she's not part of your.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you could.
Friends,
Yeah. But I mean, you could say you're staying at Liz's, right?
Yeah.
You need to do some homework, like a project. Oh, we've got that one biology or
that thing. She's part of this whole.
The UN thing, yeah.
UN,
yeah. Right. And that's why you and Angelica. Well, I mean, I don't think. Is your dad going to call Liz? Do you think? Has he ever called?
My dad is a police detective. He's absolutely going to call.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right. Huh. All right. Well, then
like,
we have to
let
Liz. Yeah.
Does anybody have a quarter? And Firestar asking like no, and Harry's like, I have a credit card. She's like, that's not gonna. Peter, do you have a quarter?
Do I have a quarter?
We can say you have a quarter. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got one. It's my lucky quarter, so I'll want it back.
She's like, that's not how phones work. And so there's in the plot there's a payphone because it's the 80s. There's payphones.
Yeah. Actually, I think by that time in the 80s, it was still a dime to make a call. I think the quarters kicked in until like the late 80s.
Possible. Yeah. I wasn't really handling payphones until the late 80s, early 90s. And quarters.
Yeah.
Because the fight with my parents. So I was never making a call to anybody. Please deposit 35 cents for the next 60 seconds.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I had to make a bunch of those kind of calls. Like I have a big thing of quarters. I'm like, hold on.
And it was so stressful, and they spit them out of the bottom. You have to fish them out.
I've only got so much time. Yeah. Otherwise, you had to make if it was like a long distance call. Otherwise, you had to make the big investment to get the call going again. You're like, yeah.
So
that's the worst. Yeah.
So stressful. So she goes and makes her phone call, and we can cut back.
Sure.
She's made the arrangement. She's like, and she like pulls her aside. She's like, Liz has hornswoggled a date with Harry out of me. So
okay,
you have to try and make that happen. This is the favor he's doing for me.
Okay,
we're doing that favor for her. Just
okay.
She pats you in her head. She's like, I knight you, Sir Peter of the date Hornswoggle.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, you do know that I've never really hornswoggled anything romantic for anybody ever, right? But I mean, I can try. But like
you're 16, you're gonna have to start sometime.
Right? Yeah, like in 5 or 6 years, right? When it's convenient and safe and easy.
She was like, Pete, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, I know, but it's. Oh God! All right, well, girls, great. Let's see if we can sort that out for Harry. Awesome. Hey, Harry.
So also that you guys are getting into the limo at this point in time to head back to his place.
Yeah.
And so Harry's like, we're gonna go back to my place. Yeah, Pete, what's up? I mean, aside from everything, what's up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Besides the fact that there's another dimension, magic's real. Your dad might become a supervillain, and we just happen to fight, I just happen to witness a fight with. And you might potentially follow in his footsteps. I'm hoping that this is at least course corrected, that this conversation and all of his actions have course corrected at least that. I hope that that no matter what happens to your dad, you don't feel compelled to also take the evil super soldier serum, right? But who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope that as well.
Yeah.
We were gonna what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So in order to cover all this stuff with Liz and Angelica and what have you, or not with Liz, with MJ and Angelica, and I have to say, with Liz, because Liz is basically acting as our cover story. So you have to just take her out like one day, like she's. Yeah. She's. I mean, she's really cute, right? The thing is, like, and like you'll.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't know she even existed.
Harry, everybody knows you exist.
What are you suggesting?
Like, yeah, really? Come on, look at yourself, dude.
I mean, we've never had a conversation. She never even said hello to me.
Yeah, well, apparently there's probably a reason for that, and that's probably because she wants to go on a date with you, because high school. Stuff.
Sure, yeah, totally. I have no problem with that. That's fine.
Cool. All right, great. Well, then, all right, it's done. I washed my hands of this. You have to sort that out. Thank you.
And MJ gives you that.
Yeah. Hey, there. Done. And complete.
So you guys are heading back to his the penthouse that he lives in. Yeah. I feel like this is a sound place to my time. That makes it 4:30 your time. This is a sound place to stop this session.
Perfect. Perfect. And then we can. No. I think that's awesome, and I think it's perfect because we can. I mean, depending on. I think it'd be fun to just kind of like explore Harry's house, and like I wouldn't mind trying to use my spider sense to see if I can't find if there is a secret Green Goblin lair, and so I think that would be the fun next and if there is a secret Green Goblin lair and I do find it, is the Green Goblin actually in existence in the Green Goblin lair, because then that would mean that would be the first encounter with. But although I would have to say I would have to, like, I was about to say to these guys, I was like, man, these have been some action packed handful of days. Like, the thing is, like when it rains it pours.
Yeah, I feel like the end of this issue. So our very first issue was clearly a Spider-Man issue. We talked about that, and then we ended up in like a Marvel team-up issue, and then back into a Spider-Man issue, and then into a Strange Tales issue, and then we went back into a Spider-Man issue, and I feel like this is probably a Marvel team-up issue as well. And it's like to be continued in Iron Man number blah 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 and Spider-Man blah blah blah, because the Iron Man story
intersected,
There's stuff going on in Iron Man that impacted that Marvel team-up issue.
Yeah. Amen. It's sad. First off, it's sad that we don't have many more hours to do this and do this with other people, because it really would be fun to then watch the like if you had an Iron Man thing going. So like it'd be fun to see how that so. But anyway. Super cool. Yeah. I love it, man. Right on. Well, this was excellent, super fun, and let's do it next week.
Yeah. All right. Same Spider Channel, same Spider Channel.
Yeah. Amen. Adios. Catch you later.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.